So I'm going to go ahead and get started and just introduce you. Chase the Mannimal Man is a professional fighter. He just signed a six-fight, is that right? Six-fight contract with one championship, which used to be ONE FC. And you are fighting on January the 23rd?
23rd in the U.S., 24th over there because of the time zone.
Gotcha.
But yeah, 23rd.
Yeah, April was saying you're going to be fighting like 9 in the morning or something like that.
Which I think I'm excited about that.
Get it over with. Yep. I got you. Very nice. So tell me a little. So you tell me you've been married to Emily for 6 years.
6 years.
You got 2 kids.
2 kids. Yep. A newborn baby boy. He's 3 months, and then a 10-year-old little girl.
Okay.
Yep.
And you grew up in Bono, or you?
In and around Bono, Cache, Egypt area,
Yeah.
Bono was, that's where I lived when first memories was in Bono, so that's where I grew up, I guess. I moved to Cache around 12, 11 or 12, so.
Gotcha.
In that area.
Not too far off then.
Right.
So, yeah, good deal.
Yeah.
So are you excited?
Yeah, excited, all of the above, nervous, all of it, excited more than anything, yeah.
Yeah, I bet, man. I'm excited for you.
Thank you, brother. Yeah. I'm ready, dude.
So, yeah, and I'm excited because, of course, you came up here at the LC with Tommy, and which is where I came up also, and so I'm pretty excited about that. And so tell me about this, though. You got started, you didn't get started fighting. Did you play sports in high school? Or?
Grew up playing football my whole life. I played football. I didn't have a wrestling team at our school. I would have wrestled. I was always obsessed with MMA since I was young. I tried to get started in it when I was around, I guess, 14 or 15. You probably remember Max had a spot over at with Joey Perry in Jonesboro, not far from Trim Gym. Do you remember that?
Yeah, Max Bishop and them.
And Mike Wessel was out there at the time. I went out there, but we were real broke, couldn't afford traveling back and forth, and it just didn't work out. I wish it would have, but everything's happened for a reason. It's worked out great. But yeah, I got a late start in MMA around 20 or 21 was my, maybe 22 even. I don't know. I've been 7 or 8 years now. So.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I remember when they had that. Joey actually, Joey Perry used to be married to one of my cousins. So.
Oh, really?
So yeah, it's just small world that way. But and then of course I met Max through Tommy actually. So so you tried getting into MMA, and then that just didn't work out because of timing and all that.
Exactly, yeah. Like I said, really it was, didn't have reliable vehicles to even make it back and forth to training. We were real broke, not a lot of money, and I loved it. My first night there, I loved it. My older brother trained jiu-jitsu. Did you ever know a guy named Britt Summers?
Sounds familiar.
Britt Summers. I don't remember who he trained with. I think it might have been Max or something. It was back when I lived in Bono when I was young. My brother would go train with him every now and then. So I learned what jiu-jitsu was when I was 10 or 11. So I practiced a little bit, but nothing formal. But yeah, I went into it full blown ready to go. At 15, 14, I was like, let's do this. I want to be a pro MMA fighter. I knew it right then.
Yeah, awesome.
Just didn't work out. And I was a troublemaker. I couldn't, I was doing a lot of things I shouldn't have been doing at the time. Had to grow up a little bit first.
I grew up in Evening Shade, which is way smaller than Bono, but still small, well, more like Cache actually. But it's a very small town, and there's you're either going to get in trouble or you're going to go fishing, and I sucked at fishing, so I got into a lot of trouble.
Same,
Yeah, I get it. So did you played football? And then when your high school football career was over, did you think about going on to college? Or?
Yeah, I was a quarterback actually. I was a quarterback. I'm short. For some reason, they put me at quarterback when I was, I guess, 11, and I played quarterback the rest of my career. And I had some offers to go play college ball, like 3 or 4 different offers, and that's what I was really thinking I was going to do. I just had this drive. MMA was what I always wanted to do. But I still had this drive I wanted to chase greatness, I just wanted to do something. I wanted so bad. I wanted to be a professional athlete. And
same.
For some reason, the scholarship offers came. It was time to go to college. I got in trouble, went to jail, and got in that rabbit hole for a minute. Luckily, I got out of it early. First time I got in trouble as an adult. As a minor, I have a long record. But first time I got in trouble as an adult, I got sent to rehab as part of the sentence, and my daughter was born, went to rehab, so I got out. Once I got out, my feet were grounded and I didn't mess up. I mean, I drank a little bit, I got into powerlifting real serious. Powerlifting was, again, that was kind of to fill the void. I wanted to fight. at this point, I started getting some anxiety and stuff. Like I started out of nowhere, just started. I guess because I was, I don't know, had a kid and girl. You know, you start thinking.
Yeah.
And so I was really scared of putting myself out there in MMA, and fear of failure and what others thought. You know, we don't have a lot of fighters around here.
Yep.
So like, I just was really worried about everything. So powerlifting took up my time for about 3 years, and then literally just one day, I was like, "Hey guys, I think I'm doing this." You know, and that was it.
So tell me about powerlifting. How did that go with you?
It went good, man.
Competed?
Yeah. I traveled all over. I started getting paid for doing competitions. I had a lot of sponsors. I broke some state and national records. I couldn't even tell you which ones they are. I used to know. I have all the medals. I never cared about the trophies and stuff, but they're put up somewhere. But yeah, I was pretty strong. Anything I've ever done, I've committed to 150%. I want to be the best, you know.
Yeah.
Just got all this energy, and so.
What's your favorite lift?
Well, I can tell you what I was best at was squat. I squatted. I think the most I squatted in a competition was 700. It might have been 725, but it was a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that was my favorite though. That's just what I was the best at. I like bench most. I like bench for sure. I'm a bench guy.
I broke this thumb in half, and all I had was 250 pounds while I was doing squats, and I got down so low I couldn't get up, so I tried to bounce.
Oh, God.
And whenever I came up, I was out of balance, so I just tried to throw it on the rack, and I was still holding it.
You broke it. You broke that while you were squatting?
Yeah. So I
Oh,
threw it.
no.
I threw it over my head so I wouldn't drop it on
Yeah.
somebody. And whenever it hit the rack, it just snapped that thumb
Oh,
like
dude.
that. Yeah.
I've never even heard of that.
It was 250 pounds, which I was proud of. It was my warm-up set, but I was like, "Dang, I dropped 250 pounds on my thumb."
Yeah.
It was dumb,
Yep.
yeah.
I don't think that thumb will take it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen some crazy injuries, but I've never seen somebody break their thumb from squatting.
Yeah, it literally was hanging off like this.
Oh, dude.
So my girlfriend at the time, she came out of the bathroom and saw my feet in the air, and she walks up to me and she said, "Did you fall?" And I said, "No, I think I dislocated my thumb," and because it was just hanging.
Oh,
and she goes, "It is clearly broken."
Maybe.
So, yeah, I had to have surgery. And that of all the injuries I've had from fighting and being stupid when I was a kid and everything, that was the worst injury I've ever.
Really?
I couldn't believe how the recovery from that was so bad. But now I can use it, you know.
Yeah. I had a friend who tore a ligament in his finger. He was an law enforcement, and he grabbed the hold of the guy. The guy took off running, and his hand got caught up in his clothing.
Yeah.
And it tore a ligament in his finger, and he said it was about 1.5 years of like rehab and recovery, and he couldn't even open and close his hand.
Yeah, I had to go to rehab so they could just teach me how to make a fist and stuff.
that's
Just
crazy.
dumb stuff. Yeah. Anyway.
I would never squat again. I don't think. I don't think I ever would.
So you kind of finished your lifting career, and you decided, you know what, I'm gonna. So how did that start? Where did you go first? And
I was powerlifting, competing, traveling all over, getting invites to pretty big competitions. But like I said, I always felt this draw kept bringing me back to MMA, and I knew I'm like time's passing by. I'm on borrowed time.
Yeah.
And a friend of mine at the gym that I trained at, he actually was a blue belt in jiu-jitsu, and said he's like, "Hey, I'm starting up a school. I'm going to do some jiu-jitsu and teach some kickboxing." He had learned Muay Thai, and just as a blue belt, he opened a school, and I just went out there and trained one time, and that was it, dude. Like, I mean, I went and trained one time, and I was talking to my powerlifting coach, and I told him, I'm like, "Hey man, I'm a little sore through my hips. Can we adjust my lifts today?" And he's like, "Why aren't you sore?" I said, "Well, I did kickboxing." He said, "Whoa, why aren't you doing kickboxing? If you're being a competitive powerlifter, we don't do that." And I was like, that kind of pushed me in a good way to make a choice. That day, you know. And I love that guy. So if he sees this, I hope he knows like it was a good thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It wasn't. I was like, he's right. I need to make a choice, and I did. And I trained there for about a month or two, and I met a guy that was training out here, and invited me to come train here.
Yep.
And I came here. My first night, got choked out by a girl. There was a lot of the college wrestlers were here, and I got beat up. And I'm like, I think this is where I need to be.
Yeah.
You know, like I think this is it. Yeah.
It's good for the ego to lose to a girl like
Oh,
that.
dude,
First
yeah.
thing.
Brandy choked me out my first night. Yeah.
Oh, really?
I didn't talk about it for like 5 years. I never told anybody.
Brandy Graham?
Yep.
Yeah, awesome.
I didn't tell anybody.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then you just kind of had the bug though, and you.
Yeah. Like I talked to my wife. I talked to my mom. My mom is she's my rock man. Her and my wife both. They're my biggest supporters, and they push me. And so I literally sat down and talked with both of them and my dad and my whole family, and I just said like, hey, I know this is crazy and this isn't a phase. Like, I think I really want to do this.
Yeah.
And my mom, she had known since I was a kid, and she had seen me fight in the streets growing up and all I went through, and she's a super fan of MMA also.
Yeah.
And so like, mom's watched me compete. My mom actually has probably pushed me harder than anybody when it comes to sports.
Yeah.
Like she still does, and she takes no crap, man. Like, she don't baby me when I lose. She never did, and still to this day, like if I do bad or lose, it's not like, you're okay, you'll get them next time. She's like, why didn't you try harder? And I'm like, what? You're supposed to hug me and tell me it's okay. You know, anyways.
You let that go to a decision. What's wrong with you?
Why'd you tap or whatever?
Yeah.
But I just talked with them and made a choice, and the rest is history.
Yeah.
I've been doing 2-a-days, 3 days, every day since, man.
Yeah.
I just made my mind up, and
That's awesome.
I feel so happy and at peace. From the first fight I've had, I just knew this is where I belong. And I love the lifestyle more than anything.
Yeah.
The lifestyle, I love fighting. I absolutely love it. But the lifestyle is what I'm so addicted to, man. I love it.
I'll admit I miss it. I miss everything about it. I miss that adrenaline when you're walking up to the cage. I miss all of that. But you mentioned Max Bishop earlier. So I trained jiu-jitsu for 2 years with Tommy's black belt, Brian, and I was like, I want to fight. I think I want to fight. And so you know Joey Crawford?
Is he the tall dude?
Yeah, real tall boxer.
Yeah.
He was helping me with some striking stuff, and he said, man, if you want to try it, he said Max called it cage training.
Oh gosh.
So over here where what's his name's gym is now in Pocahontas. That lifting gym over there, kind of behind Walmart.
Yep.
Max had put a cage out in the parking lot, and you pay him $20, and you could fight somebody.
Got to throw him. Dude, that's
and
cool.
So Joey hollers at Max. He goes, "Hey, this is one of Brian's guys. He's wanting to fight." And he goes, "Is he the one that's afraid of getting hit?" And I said, "I'm not afraid of getting hit." And he goes, "So you want to fight?" I said, "Yeah, I want to fight." And I weighed my $20, and he said, "What do you weigh?" And at the time I weighed about 160, and I said, 160. And he looked around at somebody about that size and says, "What do you weigh?" And the guy said, 170. He goes, "Will you fight him?" I said, "Sure." To this day I don't know who that guy was.
Really?
Yeah. And man, come out, man, and I didn't know when you didn't have boxing gloves on not to make a fist. So I was blocking like this. I beat myself up with my own knuckles, man. That first round, he just unloaded. I don't even think I threw a punch first round.
Really?
I went to the corner. I said to Joey, I said, man, he's trying to take my head off. And Joey goes, so for this round, we're going to punch back.
That's good advice.
Yeah, and I felt like I'd been in a car wreck after that first fight.
Yep.
But I was like, man, I'll do that again.
Heck yeah,
definitely.
dude.
You mentioned your mom. Did you still got your mom?
Yep. Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
My mom, she came to my first sanctioned fight. That wasn't sanctioned at
I
all.
was about to say, I didn't think so.
And after the fight, she goes, "Okay, are you good? Like did you get that out of your system?" And like, "No, I'll do that again."
What did she think about it?
She was real supportive, actually,
Yeah.
and her and my dad, they would travel around and go to fights and stuff.
Cool.
And she didn't go to them all, but she came. She was very supportive, and of course they hated watching me get hit,
Watching bleed or something. Yeah.
And I've had over the course of my career and doing stupid stuff when I was a kid, I've had like 9 concussions, and so they keep seeing me get knocked out and that sort of thing. And so I've had some of my biggest fights. I ended up getting knocked out, so I just had that. So what has been your toughest fight so far?
All of them have been a different challenge in different ways. Like the last one, that dude was freaky strong, and plan A didn't work, plan B didn't work, so I had to keep adjusting the plan. So it was stressful in that way. I finished him in the second round with the knockout, so that was cool, but it was stressful. But I would say my hardest fight was probably my second pro fight against Jarius Gill. I had fought him as an amateur, and that was my one loss.
Yeah.
So mentally fighting him again was really hard, and he's just a monster. He's 6'3" with an 80-inch reach.
Yeah.
In our first fight, he broke my nose, and I got caught in the guillotine within the first 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And mentally the second one, it was just very stressful, and it was just hard. I had to dig really
Was he in
deep.
your head?
He's very respectful. He didn't even mean to be in my head, but yeah, he was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's so hard to control all those emotions.
Dude,
and
that's something I struggle with the most out of everything. Still.
So when you were coming up, who was a fighter that you followed that you thought, man, I want to fight because of that guy,
Yeah.
or certainly somebody that you revered.
Yeah, I always, if we're talking big time, was George St. Well, first Hoist Gracie, of
Yeah,
course,
right.
of course,
Yeah.
and then George St. Pierre. That's probably my biggest inspiration. I like his mindset. I can relate with everything that he does. I would say that's who and the way he talks about fear openly and anxiety. He talks about how he feels on fight nights and stuff. I'm like, I can relate with that. I get it. So
When I first started, I was about 180 pounds, and so I was like cutting down to 170, and so I loved George, and I remember his fights with Matt Hughes.
Yes.
And I thought, man, one day I'll probably have to fight George because he's going to 170.
Yep. I like it, dude.
Yeah, anyway.
I like that.
He would have wrecked me really, really fast. But anyway, I was thinking, yeah. But who got me started was Randy Couture.
Oh, yeah.
I'd seen, we used to have Dish, satellite, and every now and then the biography channel would be free for a weekend or something. And they did a biography on Randy Couture.
Oh, cool.
And I hadn't really watched any fights, but I was like, that's a cool guy, man. And
Yeah.
he was very cerebral about how
like
he
that.
fought and everything. And so I started going to Hastings and renting UFC DVDs
Yeah,
that had
dude.
Randy on it, but then I would watch the whole thing. It would have everything from the prelims on, and so I started. And I remember that's the first time I saw Frankie Edgar. He was a undercard fight, I was like, oh man. But those kind of guys, I started, man, I think I can do this.
Yeah.
And I started going to local fights, and I'd watch guys like, man, I can whoop that guy, and he's the champ,
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely GSP. And who today do you really wish you could get a shot at?
Who could I fight? Somebody I want to fight?
Yeah. What would be like a dream fight for you right now?
Man, it's crazy. Probably Islam.
Yeah.
Islam Makhachev.
Oh,
Really, I
yeah,
know that
good
sounds
wrestling.
crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would just like to get in there and do it. I like those guys, their style. Khabib was the man. I really like the way they do stuff. I take a lot of inspiration from that style.
They grind.
But yeah. They say send them to Dagestan 2 or 3 years. Send them to Arkansas 2 or 3 years.
Right.
We got the wrestling here too now. So.
Yeah. So you didn't wrestle in high school or anything like that. So all the wrestling you've gotten has been from.
Yeah. I got good takedown defense from being a quarterback. Not getting tackled.
Right.
But for real, I mean,
And you're super strong. So you're fighting at 170, and I'm 180 right now, but you're way bigger than me. So I mean, you have a lot of strength. In fact, the first time I think you and I probably first time we rolled was probably a year ago, and I felt like it went all right. And I said to April, I said, well, I had a good roll with Chase. I said, but he might have went easy on me, and she goes, he did. I was like, all right, well, thanks. I needed that for my ego. I appreciate that.
No, that's something. Since I guess when I was around 11th grade or so, strength just kind of came naturally, like strength and athleticism. I was able to run fast and jump high, and which I always worked hard too, But just being athletic was always is a gift, like genetics, it's a true thing, And but there's always that saying. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard.
Right.
And so that's something I've never ever I've never taken a day off and thought, let some kind of gift or anything, relied on that. Like I want to make sure I'm pushing everything to the limit.
Definitely. So, sorry, I lost my train of thought. I had another question I was going to ask you there to tag off of that, and I lost it. But anyway, so you've got these 6 fights definitely for one championship, and what are you hoping? Well, man, what's your dream? What's your goal?
Yeah. Well, I think something I always talk about is I want to leave a legacy. I want to leave a legacy, and not just for me. I honestly don't even like walking in public and when people point at me and they recognize who I am. And I'm not saying that happens all the time, but small town people
happens.
know, and that's not something. I mean, it's cool when I talk to everybody, but I'd rather wear a hood and almost just go hide, So I'm not fighting. It's not a big pride ego thing, but I want to leave behind a legacy so that people can see people that know where I come from and got people, young men that are broken or struggle with addiction and feel like they're at rock bottom and come from broken homes, know that they can do it. With God in your life, with the right mindset and the right people around you, you can do it. And so that's the biggest thing I'm fighting for, is to leave behind a legacy, to show all these kids in this area and show people you can do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anything you want. I mean, this is like I've had so many people. I had a guy tell me once, you know the odds of you making it? Do you know what the percentages is? Like, you know what it is? And I was like,
I don't care.
Probably pretty low, but like, I mean, I've already made it in my mind. You know, like I'm there. I don't care. You know, I'm doing it. And
exactly.
So yeah, that's a big thing. And then I want to see where I can compete with the best in the world. You know, I know I still have a lot of growing to do. I'm still new to this sport. I feel like, you know, honestly, and but eventually I want to see where I stack with those guys.
Yeah,
I want to fight for a gold belt one day. You know, for a world championship belt.
Absolutely, so. You may get that shot with one.
Yeah, amen.
That's a good deal. Well, and honestly, they wouldn't have signed you to 6 fights if they didn't see something.
Right.
So that's exciting. I like what you said though about giving younger guys hope and that sort of thing because kind of same thing. You know, we both grew up, lower. In Arkansas, where it's not high incomes anyway, and people don't necessarily think of what could I do. Even from right here.
Right.
So I mean, you still living in Bono, or?
Where do I live? I just almost forgot. Paragould.
Paragould.
I haven't been hit that many times. I just forgot.
So not too far off from home, and still not a huge town.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
And so just from that little spot in Arkansas, you have this fantastic opportunity in Bangkok. Have you ever been out of the country before?
I've been on a cruise, so I've been to little spots for 8 hours at a time or something, but never anything like this. No.
Yeah.
I've been on a plane once. So
that's exciting.
Yeah, I'm ready.
I've been around the country, around the world, but I've never been to anywhere in Asia. So that's kind of exciting. So
very.
So how do you see the fight going?
Yeah. I know it'll be the toughest fight of my life. Made peace with that. Anything could happen. I want to go out here and get a first round stoppage, not take any damage, and put on a perfect performance.
He's got some good wrestling.
Very good wrestling. He looks like an athlete. He's strong. He fights similar to how I fight. So I think we're probably going to meet in the middle. And it's going to be a however many round war. I could see it going 3 rounds. I don't want a decision. I want to finish. So that's what I'm always going for.
Yeah. Are the rules any different? It's just pretty much just like it is here in the States.
Everything's same except for you can kick head of a down opponent.
No way.
Yeah, knees
kind
and
of
kicks.
pride.
Exactly.
Just like pride. Wow.
Yeah, dude, I know.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Very,
Yeah, so you get on the ground, you're like.
Front headlock, you can knee the head. Yes, I control everything. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool, man. So you, I was asking you before, it's going to be televised. It's going to be on Amazon Prime.
Yep, Prime Video. Yeah.
Yeah. So 8 p.m. Central, or?
Yes. Yep. I'm pretty sure that's what the poster says. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So 8 p.m. Central, Prime. Amazon Prime, and it's one championship.
Yeah.
And so, do you know where you are on the card?
I hadn't looked at it yet.
Yeah.
I don't know if they even came out with it. Honestly, I've been so locked in, just focused on training.
Yeah.
I hadn't even been on social media much. I hadn't read the article.
It's probably best.
Yeah, I get a little stressed out over that stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm just in my zone.
We were talking earlier about, like you just don't worry about people's comments and that sort of thing. Like Joe Rogan, like he posts, but he doesn't even check notifications.
I've heard him say that.
Yeah, he says, I don't even pay attention to it because it's just going to be crazy.
I do read comments. I do. I'm trying not to.
It's hard not to.
And I hadn't seen a whole lot. But I've had a few since they made the post. There was a lot of eyes on it, and so I've had a few trolls and haters. Like never dealt with that before. It's my first time, but.
One of my biggest fights was against Tyler Hill. Do you know Tyler?
Oh yeah,
Zombie Hill?
Zombie, yeah.
Yeah, and he was coming down from like 185 to fight at 155, and we fought for the V3 championship. And I was scheduled to fight at 145. So I was eating like crazy, trying to put on weight.
Down,
and he was coming down. He missed weight, and so he was still really big. And I remember I threw a punch and got nowhere near him, so I thought I was safe. But he could reach me, and he tagged me right above the ear with a right hook and just knocked me stupid. I remember hitting my knees thinking, what was I doing?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Anyway, but that whole fight was 7 seconds.
Oh man.
Yeah, 7 seconds knocked me out. And then we were doing Twitter. V3 would really encourage us to get on Twitter and build yourself up. And so I got on there and started reading, and this guy says, man, that's Wes Sharp. He got knocked out in 10 seconds. So I got on there and I said, it was 7. Hey, don't steal from me. That was a record,
That's a good way to
But that kind of blew up actually because I was self-effacing, and self-deprecating, but that fight kind of made me, because nobody else. I wasn't a contender. The main contender dropped the fight. The next 3 or 4 guys turned it down, and I was like, man, I'll fight him, And that's why when people ask me who you got in this next fight, I'm like, man, don't ask me. I had me winning all of them. I'm not a good judge of that. Yeah. So anyway, well, cool. So this fight, and then you said you've got some more interviews this week. You're doing Muscle and Fitness.
Muscle and Fitness.
When is that?
Wednesday morning. Yeah.
Yeah. You excited about that?
Yeah. Very. I've done a few podcasts and interviews and stuff over the years, but I'm still trying to get better at, there's a method to that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Certain the way they ask questions, the way I answer them. One thing in the last one I'd done, every question that was asked, I tried to answer it 100% perfect to the T, and there were some questions I didn't feel real comfortable answering. I should have just danced my way around or said, there's different answers I could have. So I'm still learning the how to do all this. It's a whole nother thing of fighting, this entertainment side and stuff, And
definitely.
I'm learning how to do it. I'm good at the fighting part, but I don't know about the rest.
Well, it comes, and you're getting thrown into it this week.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
You said you had 6 interviews this week.
I think it was 6 or 7. Yeah, a lot. Several,
Awesome. So tell me, what is your favorite win? Like, what's your favorite fight that you've had? Not just toughest, but favorite.
Yeah, I think the coolest one I would say, just from watching, was the last one, just because it was a knockout. I've submitted a lot of guys. I love submitting people. I've got a stoppage with strikes, a TKO, but the last one was very satisfying, especially with the trash talk. Just leading up to it, and being in my hometown. Or not my hometown, but in my home state, first time fighting in Arkansas, close to home. We had a big crowd. That was a special moment. And now knowing that'll probably be the last time I ever fight anywhere around here makes it that much more special.
Yeah, that's true. Have you fought in Arkansas a lot?
Just once.
Just that one time?
That was it.
Oh, you just said that. Yeah,
all good.
That's crazy. I fought mostly in Arkansas until I won an amateur belt, and then I started fighting in V3, and so I fought in Memphis. I felt like I was fighting there every week. It wasn't that often, but it felt like that, and then that kind of led into Mississippi.
Yeah, that's right. Most of mine were Memphis, Mississippi, in South Haven, Tunica, and Memphis.
Yeah,
and
my pro debut was in Tulsa, actually, at the Hard Rock Hotel.
Oh, really? That was cool.
It was really, really cool, and I also got knocked out in that one. But it was internationally televised on Legacy, and so I was real happy about that. I got interviewed by Pat Miletich, so that was
that is cool.
The whole thing was really cool. After the fight, I was sitting they put us in a suite at the Hard Rock. I'm sitting on the couch, just dejected, and my ex-wife, we were still together at the time. She says, "This is still pretty cool." It is. It is cool. Pretty cool, and it was just exciting to be at that, finally get to any kind of level,
I understand that.
Because when I came up about the same time, I was fighting amateur while Bryce was still fighting amateur, Bryce Mitchell and TJ Brown, and so we all just kind of came up together. So it was just exciting to be in that crowd.
Yeah, I bet.
So anyway, I have one more fight question. I lost it, but I'm going to have to start taking notes so I'll remember what my question is.
I would too.
So you only fought the one time in Arkansas.
One time in Arkansas, yeah.
And that may be the only time, unless
exactly.
something crazy happens.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't figure. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Definitely.
But we tried and tried. But there's still not a lot in Arkansas. I mean, there's getting to be more events and opportunities, which that's something eventually I want to give back. I want to. I'm not saying I want to run a promotion or something, but I want to just make opportunities. I want to coach. I want to travel. I want to. All that this has given me, in 6-7 years when I'm done fighting, I want to give it all back. And I'm still going to have all this energy that I get to put into training, and I figure I might as well put it into training others, passing it on and trying to build.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say earlier, is that people need that. They need that hope. They need to know that you can do something. And there may be some kid watching and thinks, I don't want to be a fighter. You don't have to be. What do you want to do? You can do it. Give it a shot. And I always told my kids, if you don't ask, the answer's already no.
Yeah.
Ask.
Yep.
Push yourself. Try it.
That's true.
And give it a shot. And see what happens.
That's true.
And you surprise yourself.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, dude. I have a big brother who he's an actor, and he lived in New York City. He just moved to LA, Los Angeles, and I don't know why this is the first time I've ever said it, but he's a big inspiration to me. Like I've seen him from a young age. I don't know. I've never said or thought that out loud. I don't know why. But he's a very big inspiration.
Looking on it, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, as soon as he graduated high school, he went straight to college for acting, and then literally moved to New York City and made it happen for, I guess he's been there, it was close to 8 or 9 years, just now moved to LA. And so he's chasing a dream that I don't know a lot of people around here that would try to go be a movie star or something.
Yeah,
what I mean?
And that's how I felt when I started fighting. Is I thought there's not a lot of people doing this, and when I started in Arkansas, especially, there really wasn't a lot of people, and so I was just proud of that. I was like, I'm willing to do something, and I don't have a very, I think I've damaged my amygdala. I don't have a fear response, so that's probably why I took the Tyler Hill fight.
Yeah.
I would just take fights, and Tommy knew. He's like, well, I've got a guy who'll fight him, and in fact, that's how I got that. They called Tommy and said, you got anybody that'll fight Tyler Hill? He says, yeah. And actually, it was down to like me, Trevor Anderson, or Blake Snow, actually.
Really?
And so he just wanted to see who worked hardest that night, and I just happened to get the card that night.
Cool.
So yeah, but yeah, I remember thinking that, like, I want to do something that nobody else will do.
Yep.
I want to do something that people are afraid to do. And really push myself. Are you familiar with Andy Frisella?
First Form.
First Form, yeah. He wrote 75 Hard.
Yeah. I remember that.
Man, I love that whole idea of just doing hard things.
Yep.
Doing hard things.
I
I freeze water in my freezer so I can do ice baths at home. And the first time I did that, I thought, I don't know if I can take it.
Dude,
but
that's rough.
After I did the first 5 minutes, I was like, man, I could do this regularly, I mean, and it's just a mind over matter, and
it really
it's
is
just
tough.
really good for you, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you done the cryo chamber? Have you ever tried to
I've never done a cryo chamber,
nice,
but
dude.
my doctor is actually in Benton that hooked me up with peptides and all that, and they've got one down there, and I should probably
You should. You like it. I mean, it's a little, especially, I haven't done the ones where your head stick out of. I've just done the one where they shut the door and you're in a deep freeze, pretty much. It's a little scary going in there, like I'm like, is there any way this door's gonna lock on me? Like, can I get out? And they're like, yes, you can get out. Because that's my fear. I'm like, if I get stuck in here, I'm breaking the door down. That's my biggest.
Yeah.
But I did 3.5 minutes in this one. There's one in Jonesboro Cryo 2.0. Theirs gets to like, at the very end, it goes to negative 240 degrees, and the wind starts blowing. Dude, it's rough.
Yeah.
I took a deep breath through my nose, and everything in my nose froze shut. So
no way.
You got to be careful breathing in there. Yeah.
Oh wow, that's
but
crazy.
Getting out of there, I'm like zooming with energy, ready to go.
Really, just felt awesome.
Oh yeah.
That's how I am after just an ice bath.
Yep.
You get, something about just getting out and just, even if it's cold out, it's warmer than in there. And it's invigorating. And it's a dopamine rush.
It is. I love that. It's such a feel good, a natural feel good. And. My wife, the last time I did one, she was sitting there, and I was listening to, is his name Wim Hof?
Yeah.
The Iceman or whatever,
Yeah, the breathing guy.
Yeah, he's like talking me through it. He's like, deep breath, and my wife's like, are you good? And I'm like, I'm about to be good in about, I look at it, it's like I'm a minute in, and I'm like, I should go numb in about 30 seconds, and I'm like counting down, and sure enough, it was like, right about that 1 minute, 20 second or something, you go completely numb, and it's like, okay, now I'm good.
Yeah, that's how I was with the ice bath. If I could make it through the first minute, I was good.
Yep.
All right, I'm good. As long as I wasn't just keep moving around.
Yeah.
Keep moving, it just
Can't
keeps
move.
getting cold. Yeah.
I've seen a guy go into shock getting in one of those. I thought he was joking. He got in the ice bath and started going, breathing real funny.
Oh,
and we're like, what is he doing? And they had to drag him out, and he really went into a shock where all he could do was high pitch, like, scream.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Just trying to get help.
Yeah, dude. And they drug him out, and he was shaking. And, I mean, he was in there for about 5 seconds. I was like, never seen that. I didn't know that could actually happen.
Yeah, right.
It was kind of crazy.
You mentioned your wife, so she's pretty supportive, I'm guessing.
Yeah, very, very. She's a nurse practitioner too, so she's in the medical field. So she's my doctor. That's pretty much my primary care physician, I'd say. But she's very supportive. She's been to every fight. She's my rock for sure, man. She keeps me in check. She best support system I could ask for. Like I said, my mom's real big. My wife holds me accountable, tells me when I need to take a break, because if anything, it's not that I underdo it, I overdo it. And so she tells me like, hey, you're hurting because you need to take a day off, you
Yeah.
know, like, and have a hard time with that. But yeah, she's very supportive. Very
Yeah.
supportive.
Very awesome. So
Yeah.
when you're not fighting, when you're not training, what do you guys do? What do you like to?
I'm holding the baby, or I'm at I'm either holding the newborn and feeding the baby, or I'm at dance practice, or going shopping with my wife. I really don't do nothing. This is it. I mean, any free time we have, we're all sitting on the couch together,
Just
watching.
enjoying that time.
That's it, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
But I love
awesome.
it. I wouldn't have it any
yeah.
other way. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good. Well, that's the deal. One day, because like my kids, like my daughter just got married.
Yeah.
And and then my oldest son is 24, and then my youngest son is 16. And so I mean, a couple more years, and he's going to be gone.
Yeah,
You know, and so
yeah.
it's never the same after they graduate. So you
imagine,
want to
yeah.
enjoy every bit of that.
We were just talking about that earlier. I don't know if you heard, you know, talking about being in the moment. We were talking about
Yeah.
how fighting can be so stressful, and you're always thinking about training and fighting, you're thinking about the next, but you got to remember to be present.
Yeah,
I have a hard time with that,
absolutely.
dude. Even
Yeah.
just with training.
I did too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And honestly, I think when I was fighting, I was running from a lot of things too.
Yeah.
And so fighting was more running than fighting for
Yeah.
me. And so so I was constantly running to the next fight, running to the next training, to the next, and I wasn't able to slow down. And some of it I didn't even get to enjoy it because I was just so amped up all the time.
Yeah.
So like I said, just taking that time to be present.
Yep.
Enjoy it, you know. Enjoy it with your family.
That's
and,
what I'm
definitely
working on.
enjoy your family.
Yeah.
So
That's a season or something I'm going through now, is trying to, well, I've talked to my wife about it and stuff. I'm trying to stay grounded and level. You know, like I said, I'm always thinking about the next thing, thinking I can do more. But like,
yeah.
you know, just knowing, I always like to say, the book's already been written. I just gotta, God already knows there's a story that's written. I just gotta do my part and be the best man I can be. That's all I got to try as hard as I can and be the best I can be, and that's it. You know,
That's a good
the story's
word,
already
man.
written.
Yeah, absolutely. Good stuff. So do you have siblings, brothers, sisters?
Just a bigger brother, older
Bigger brother?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I actually have a little brother. I have a little brother who's 5, Zeke. He's actually 6 now. He's
5 or
Yeah.
6.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Awesome. So my brother is 4 years younger than me. My sister is 12 years younger than me. And of course, they both have kids. My brother's kids are grown and have kids.
Yeah.
And he got remarried a few years ago to a little younger woman, and I think she's 40. Anyway, but he's 50.
Yeah.
And they just had a baby
Really?
in November or October. Yeah, October.
Yeah,
And
starting again.
so he's like trying to sleep as much as he can
Oh,
now.
I bet. Yeah, it's gonna be
Yeah.
different doing it now, huh?
Yeah. So he actually has grandchildren that are older than his
Okay, so
baby.
so
Yeah.
they'll be.
So
Well,
his baby will be the aunt. To,
That's what I was about to say, the aunt and uncle.
to kids that are
Okay.
older than her. Yeah.
That's how my little brother Zeke is. Zeke is. I guess he'd be my daughter's uncle. Yeah. And he's 6.
He's way younger than her.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. So how old's your daughter?
10. She's
10.
10. Yeah.
Has she come to any fights or?
She's been to 2 of them live. I let her. She's supportive. She understands. She knows. I've been doing it since she was little, you know. So she's seen. I let her start watching them live when she was probably 7 or something, 7 or 8,
Yeah.
on her phone or with her mom. And then eventually there was one she asked if she could go to live, and we all talked about it. And it was a scary talk having to tell her, like, you know, show her videos of people getting knocked unconscious and tell them like
This could happen.
Yeah, if I go out, I'm probably going to get back up. You know,
Yeah.
usually you wake
Yeah.
back up, but like she understood. She seen me come home with all kinds of
Sure.
injuries. So yeah, I let her go to. She's been to 2 of them live. Both of them I won. But it was really special. I would say I didn't realize how special it was seeing her at the first one.
Yeah.
I don't cry a lot. I have been lately, but normally I don't cry a lot. I guess just having a newborn and stuff has got me a little emotional lately.
Yeah.
But the first time I seen her at that fight when she walked in, as soon as I seen her, her mom, my ex-wife, was walking with her, and I seen her and just started bawling, and I was crying, and I said, "Thank you so much," you know. And it was really special, her getting to be there.
Yeah, that's
she loves
good.
it though. She wants to go to all of them. And,
Yeah.
you know, if she can, I will let her go.
Yeah, I think my kids came to everything that they could, and
Yeah.
of course my daughter, she was a teenager at the time, so that was really cool for her, you know,
Yeah.
especially when I started fighting big fights like
I bet.
FedEx Forum and stuff like that.
I
you
bet
know,
that was
so
cool, yeah.
she enjoyed that. But does your daughter, does she do kids class or?
she she's real big. She was real big in gymnastics, and now she's really focused on dance. She really wants to do dance.
Yeah.
But I mean, she trains. Her and I do a lot of training together. And anytime I do split custody with her, so anytime I have her, she comes out here. She does.
Gotcha.
But she right now, she really likes working out, fitness, health.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
she likes that stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't want to push her.
Gymnastics is hard.
Yeah.
Man.
Yes.
That's tough.
Heck yeah. I'm actually about to start doing something for real.
Yeah,
for real.
I'll be good for just. I mean, you talk about GSP.
Yep, exactly. That's
Man, he did all that
Yeah.
stuff, you know.
I'm gonna
And,
start doing some.
in fact, GSP is why I realized, man, I need to get a massage every now and then. You know, like he was doing that preemptive stuff so that he didn't get hurt later.
That's what I got.
Stuff that I didn't even think about. You know, so
I gotta be better
first
about
time,
that.
first time I got a massage, I've been lifting for years. And the girl, she said. And it was a full body. She said, "You need to come back and do an hour just on your shoulders.
Yeah.
Just your shoulders. That's knots like crazy with years of lifting.
Yeah, that's how I feel when they do mine. She's like, "What is wrong?" I did one. It was like called a myofascial release or something like that.
Yeah.
It's a little different. And she was massaging my face actually,
Wow.
and she could tell where I had taken hard punches and had
Yeah.
probably little stress fractures and stuff. She's like, "Oh yeah, something's going on there," you know. But
Yeah.
it was really cool getting that one done.
Yeah.
The myofascia. She massaged my head, my temple, and I felt like a different man walking out of there.
Yeah. So when we go to Thailand, win that fight, what are you going to do when you get back?
Man, I'm gonna miss my wife. My wife's not going. It's the first time she's not going.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna want to go straight to her, my daughter, my baby boy, give them some loves. Then I want to go eat sugar. I hadn't had any sugar, dude, in like 6 months, maybe
wow.
longer. I had no sugar. I mean,
Yeah.
other than fruit, you know, but
Sure.
no candy, sweets, nothing like that.
Yeah.
So I want a bowl of cereal and some cake or something.
Yeah.
Then I want to come here and celebrate with everybody.
Yeah. I tell you, when I was fighting amateur for V3, it was horrible. I would cut weight, make weight,
Yeah.
of course, eat till I'm sick. And then I would run to the store and I would buy powdered donuts and Pop-Tarts, just everything I was
Before the fight?
craving. Yeah, and that's what I would eat the day before the fight.
It's
And
hard
it's
not
no
to.
wonder I felt like crap the next day, you know?
It's hard not to, though, 'cause you're like, I made it, I done it.
Yeah,
I know the-
I learned that the hard way. Like, man, that's why I'm getting sick,
Yeah,
you know? is
yeah.
I'm eating all this. Totally, and Tommy tried to tell me, you need to quit doing that.
It's
you know?
tough, though. Yeah, I
and
have
then I
to-
started weaning off. I started buying like oatmeal packets, and then I would eat oatmeal. I
Yeah.
get up every 2 hours and eat some oatmeal, you
Yeah.
know, just to try and put the weight
That's
back
good.
on.
That's
you
good.
know,
That's
Yeah,
why I do
so-
a lot of fruit. Which, you know, for one, they do hydration tests, so you don't actually cut. I'm fighting at their welterweight division. Instead of being 170, it's 185.
That's
So
nice.
I know it. I'm
Yeah.
excited. So after you weigh in.
I was wondering what you must be weighing right now because
Yeah.
I was like, man, 170 by
Yeah.
next week is.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
Usually it is. I think I was 191 earlier, so I still have to lose. What is it, 6-7 pounds or whatever?
Yeah.
But
do
you know
that,
that's no
yeah.
problem. Yeah.
Yeah. You were talking about the kids and stuff. I remember one time I was cutting weight. I had to cut 11 pounds of water. And so what I would do is I would just make a hot Epsom salt bath, so hot that I could barely get in it.
Yeah.
And I was still married at the time. I told my ex-wife, I said, just don't let me get out. Don't let me get out. Set a timer. Let me know when it's 20 minutes. Just let me know when it's 20 minutes. You know. And I was losing my mind.
Yeah,
it
dude,
was
that's
so
tough.
hot, and I was slapping the wall, screaming. I was like, I just trying to lose my. And the boys were in there, and they're like, what is going on with Dad? You know, they still talk about that. They're like, remember that time you were cutting weight? I'm like,
Hey, my daughter, every time she's been around a lot of my weight. I have a sauna at the house, one you put together. I have a sauna blanket. I have everything you can do, so I can do it at home. And my daughter, she asked me the other day. She's like, "So, Dad, is it this week when you're going to start being mean?" I said, "No, I got to cut weight, honey.
Yeah.
I'm sorry." But,
yeah, I learned the hard way that I couldn't teach kids classes while I was cutting weight. I just didn't have the patience for it, man. Like, what's wrong with you, little?
That's like, I'm sorry. I just got to apologize in advance for how I'm going to be these next few days. I love y'all, but I'm sorry.
Yeah. So the fight is a week from this Saturday.
Yep.
Right. Okay. So
Well, I think it'll be Friday here, so I guess it'll be Friday.
Yeah. So when will you start cut completely? Like how many hours out when you just don't eat?
Yeah.
No water.
I have to see how my weight is. After some of the training sessions lately, I've been finishing at 185. So
Sweating it out,
I think
yeah.
I'll be good. Yeah. I don't think I'll have to change much. And if I do, I'll just skip a meal or two. You know, like I'm used to cutting 20 to 23 pounds. Like I'm usually usually I'm cutting from 190, 195 to 170, and I do that. I start Sunday and get it done by Friday, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't think it'll be a problem at all. You know, we'll see what I weigh. I guess I'll weigh in on Friday. So yeah, I'll just see how I am Wednesday night. I'm sure it's gonna be hot in Thailand too. So
yeah, I think Shane was just telling me that it's supposed to be like 90-something degrees there
right now
in January. Yeah, in January.
Really?
I was like, it's been like freezing here at night. You know, that's crazy. So yeah, what are you most excited about?
All of it, man. I'm
You're living your dream,
yeah,
man.
I was about to say,
yeah.
I'm just excited to get to see myself doing it. You know what I mean? Like I'm excited to get to look back, and I'm excited to get to watch myself and look, and that's really me. You know,
Yeah.
like sometimes I'm like I'm think to myself, like when I seen the fight poster, I was like, holy crap, this is real. Like
Yeah.
that's real. When they offered me the contract, I thought it was a scam. I didn't even think it was one championship reaching out to us. Like,
No way.
I didn't
Yeah.
believe it. You know, I asked
Yeah.
my manager, I'm like, Jeff, is this real? Like, what are they trying to do? Is somebody trying to steal my identity? And he's like, no, dude. He's like, this is, you earned this, you know? And
Yeah, that's awesome.
I told him several times, I kept saying, I just can't believe this is real. You know, even a week later, I'm getting my passport sent to him, and he's like, you got any questions? I'm like, no, I mean, I still can't believe it. And he just said, dude, you're so funny, you know? I couldn't, you know? But
Yeah, awesome. That's good stuff, man. Well, man, I'm proud of you.
thank you, brother.
And
thank you, man.
yeah,
Thank you, brother.
How do you see the fight going?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
Like I said,
You expect it to be a tough fight?
I expect it to be I see it being a 3-round war. You know,
Yeah.
a 3-round grinder, I should say. I don't know if it'll be a bloodbath. I don't know if it'll be. I think there's gonna be a lot of wrestling. So
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's gonna be a gritty,
Yeah.
tough fight.
Yeah.
But I'm getting my hand raised one way or the other. I'm gonna find a way. You know, I know that.
Well, good stuff, man. Well, I'm proud of you. And where can everybody find you? Like, if they want to follow you and keep up. And
Instagram is Mannimal MMA. Facebook, I post on there the most, is Chase Mann, and I think my TikTok might be Mannimal MMA or Chase Mann. I need to get better with my socials. That's the next step. So.
Yeah, and then they can see you in Muscle and Fitness.
Oh yeah, I'm doing that Wednesday. I don't know when they'll post that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'll be coming out soon too. Yeah.
That's exciting stuff,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, dude.
Well, way to go, brother.
Thank you, man.
Yeah,
Thank
good
you.
luck.
Thank you.
And thanks for, this is actually the inaugural show of my podcast.
Yeah,
so you
really?
got to do the first one. Man.
Let's go, bro.
Awesome,
Cool.
man.
I'm excited for you too.
Yeah,
I think it's cool you're doing
I
this.
appreciate
Yeah,
it. You know,
it's awesome.
I had years and years of fighting, and I've met so many people, and I was like, you know what? I should just do this.
That's a very good idea. Yeah.
Because I want to fight, but
Well, I was gonna say,
I don't need to fight.
Have you seen Dominic Cruz's lately? His podcast?
I haven't. No.
Oh, you should really watch him. He's talking about retirement and all the energy and everything he has. What does he put it into? And he started a podcast recently. And
That's what I
about
needed, because you know, for a while I poured into a relationship,
Yeah.
and that was not fair to her, because I'm like, you know, all that crazy lifestyle I had, now you've got to feel that. You know?
Yeah.
And so then when that was over, I was like, now what? You know, now what do I do? And so I just had to learn how to get regulated.
Yep.
And that's actually seeing my doctor and everything, just checking all my hormones and everything.
Yeah,
And
sure.
it was amazing how messed up things were, because I quit drinking. I've been sober now for almost 4 years.
Yeah, congrats.
And but when I quit drinking, I was drinking more coffee, and coffee pods, all those plastics
Yeah.
and everything.
Oh,
just,
yeah.
Oh man, my cortisol was through the roof.
Yeah.
I wasn't sleeping at night, and so I just had to get healthy. So
amen.
so I'm excited to be doing this, and I'm
Heck
excited to all the different people I talk. I was telling that Pat Miletich interviewed me, and he and I were always Facebook friends. Well, I lost my old Facebook, so I had to restart a new one, and I sent him a friend request, and he didn't accept it. I was like, God damn it,
Oh,
you
man.
know, oh well. And then like 5 days ago, he actually accepted
Oh,
it. It was like
really?
a couple
Cool,
months
dude.
later, but I was like, oh, thank
Yeah.
you. So I'm gonna reach out to him. I'd love to be able
You
to interview
should,
him.
dude.
Man.
That would be freaking awesome.
I would just be blown away.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I met Pat Miletich, like it was fighting for Legacy, and
Is that LFA?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's LFA now. At
Yeah.
the time, it was Legacy Fighting Championship,
Okay.
and then Legacy and RFA actually combined, and it
Okay.
became LFA.
Yeah.
So yeah, and so he's sitting there reading everything, you know, getting ready to ask me questions, and he goes, "The punching preacher." He goes, "You're the punching preacher?" And man, my head went because he didn't know who I was, but he knew the name.
Yeah.
I was like,
That's
it's
cool.
not, it's me.
That's cool, dude.
Yeah, so it was a good experience though, and man, I loved fighting, and I loved the opportunities it provided for me, and just like for my kids, I loved my kids getting to see me fight, win and lose,
Right.
and you know, and be, you know, gracious when I lost,
Yep.
and gracious as I could be when I won, you know. So it was a good experience for me, and so I'm excited for you, man. You're in a good spot, you know. And actually now you've got Tommy at his best.
Yeah.
You know, like when I started training with Tommy, he was still a blue belt.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and so you know, so not only is he a black belt, but his just fight knowledge is something else. He's a savant when it comes to that.
I agree.
So you're in a good place, man.
Yeah, thank you,
I'm
brother.
proud of you, man.
Thank you, brother.
So anyway, we'll cut it off here, and
All right, man.
everybody go follow Chase on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and man. Proud of you.
Thank you, brother.
Good luck,
Thank
man.
you, man.
I'm excited.
Thank you, brother.
I'll probably be inviting some people over so we can watch it
Yeah,
next Saturday.
bet, man.
So
thank you, brother.
good stuff, man. Awesome.
Cool,
We'll see you
dude.
guys. Man, fantastic.